Hello and welcome to Kingston Now. I'm Jimmy Buff. This week we'll meet Tibetan singer Young Chen Lamo, who's performing at City Hall this weekend. We'll get some Y awareness from Heidi Kirshner of the Ulster YMCA, and we'll start with newly elected Ulster County legislator Lynn Archer. Hi, Lynn. How are you?
I'm great, thanks.
So, Election Day ended, and you were 10 votes behind your opponent.
I was.
And they went the absentee ballots, and lo and behold, when all was said and done, a few weeks later, you ended up winning by 48 votes?
51.
51 votes. 51 votes.
Every vote counts.
And that's really what it comes down to, because
It
in
does.
this area, not just in the county, but even in the city of Kingston, we had a race for Common Council decided by 4 votes this year, and in recent years, that's happened a number of times. So really, aside from the experience that you went through, every vote really does count.
It does, and that's why local campaigns are so important. Unfortunately, you don't get the turnout that you do for national campaigns, but it's so important. The people that you elect for town boards, for city council, at the county level, even school board and fire commissioners have a huge impact on the quality of life. And so every vote counts. People need to get out. They need to understand, who the candidates are, what they represent, what they've done if they've had past experience, and I think it's really important.
Well, I'm going to ask you those questions in a moment, but first I want to ask you, what was it like? You were at the Board of Elections when they were counting the absentee ballots, and I saw a picture of you in the Times-Herald Record looking very pensive, looking was it really that anxiety-provoking?
I think it was the first time I had been through the process. I had heard about it but never experienced it. So it's quite a different story when you're sitting there counting the votes, sitting across. My opponent wasn't there, but she had representatives there.
Right, her husband was there.
Her husband was there. Yeah. And I know Lynn, they're neighbors, ironically. We lived down the road from each other, or up on the same road from each other. So, but it was stressful. You go electoral district by electoral district, swings up, swings down. And
you can challenge, right?
And there was challenges. There were a lot of challenges. I think my opponent came in with potentially 66 based on signature. So, all the records were foiled in advance, so everybody was looking at the voter cards. So it was, we had 6. I think we ended up having 6 that we were just questioning. But I was of the opinion all votes should count. People went through the trouble to do this. Let's make sure, unless there's something very strange about a ballot, they should all be counted.
So that's really the process up close and personal as
Yes,
it gets. Yeah,
exactly.
Extraordinary.
So, yes.
So really, who are you and what is your background? I mean, I know you talked about this in the run-up to the campaign in your area in Rochester, in Warsing. But for people who are watching this for the first time, your background is in HR, right? Corporate HR.
Corporate HR for 20 plus years. For the last 9, I have been running a small custom frame shop in High Falls, so I'm a small business owner. And for the last 6 years, I've been on the Rochester Town Board. So I've been up close and personal with local issues at the town level, and I've been very well aware of what our needs are in the community. So having come to the community as a weekender and then fell in love with it and moved up here full time, I got involved in local politics. I started out helping with campaigns, then got on the Democratic Committee, did a couple of town committees, and then was asked to complete someone's 4-year term that they only did 2 years. They moved out of the area. And it was right after a very acrimonious election at the Rochester town level. And I said, perhaps my HR experience would be helpful in bringing the town back together, because it was a very divided race.
So what was the motivation to make the jump to the next level, to the county level?
Well, I had finished my 6 years, which I committed to locally, and it was time to step down, and I was not re-upping. And someone came to me and said, had you thought about the county level? And I really hadn't, and they asked me to consider it, and I decided that I needed to understand what had been happening for the last 4 years at the county level. I knew some of it, but it wasn't a focus. And when I started to do the research, I really felt that there was not sufficient focus on District 21. and Rochester is part of that. And I felt that people needed a choice, and that's why I decided to run.
So what are the issues down in District 21 as they relate to Ulster County? I mean, when you come to those meetings on the 6th floor of the legislative building in Uptown Kingston, what's top of mind for you?
Top of mind is economic growth, and we are a community of tourism. We have the Hudson Valley Resort. We have Pine Grove. We've got a number of things happening. We've got golf courses that people come from all over to come to. We have great farms. We have Saunderskill, Kelder's Farm. We have all of these community and tourism attractions in the community. We also have rail trails, and that whole rail trail system is something that I feel is one of the county's greatest assets that we have not really utilized to its fullest potential. We have been working locally on trying to connect some gaps in our trail, cleaning up trails. We love the idea of the Catskill Mountain Trail that's connecting the walkway over the Hudson with the train on the Poughkeepsie side, with the Ashokan, and then all of the other trails coming off of it. We feel that is a huge potential that we have not tapped, and that is something that I feel we should be focusing on at the county level, and how we can make things happen at a local level. A lot of the trailheads end up in small hamlets like Kerhonkson, the town of Accord. If we can, where we have gaps, ensure that they're flowing through towns, we start to build an infrastructure for really economic growth potential.
Well, you start in January, right?
Oh, yes. I've been working hard already.
Great. Well, we appreciate you taking the time up and introducing yourself to us here on the show and to everyone watching. Thanks, Lynn.
Thanks.
This is Kingston Now, and next we're going to talk about the YMCA and all there is to do there with their president and CEO, Heidi Kirschner. Welcome back to Kingston Now. The YMCA in Kingston is a terrific resource for the community, and not only for physical fitness. Here to tell us more is Heidi Kirschner, the president and CEO of the Ulster YMCA. Hi, Heidi.
Hello.
Now, I say it's more than physical fitness, but let's start with that. People can come and get a great workout at the YMCA, right?
Absolutely. We have 3 gyms. We have a specialized training room in our basement. Then we also have another training room that we share with the high school teams for working out. We have a wonderful pool that's used extensively. We have a wellness center. We have a racquetball court. We have an indoor track, which is 1/13 of a mile.
But I do it 13 laps to the mile.
When
I'm
it's
up there.
a day like yesterday where it was cold and snowy, it gets a lot of use. So yeah, so we have a lot to do there.
Which is a lot of people's perception of the Y. It's a place to go to work out. You know, it's also great because not only can people fitness swim in the pool, kids and adults are taught to swim, which is such an important skill to have, certainly in this area where we live with the river and the lakes and streams. But there's a lot more going on, and you call it Y awareness.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
Well, aside from, our great spin classes, our yoga classes, and, all those aerobic classes in the pool or wherever, we do a lot in the community. I mean, we have, 3 things that we like to do, and that's youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. Those are our 3 things that we live for every single day. And we have things going on for youth. We have great aftercare programs, and not just in Kingston, we have it throughout the county. And they offer parents, who work long hours, they give them good coverage so that they can get their kids in a program that keeps them active, and it's programming. It's just not drop your kids off and they're going to run around or do whatever for a couple hours. We actually have programs where they, can learn things. They might talk about art, they might do cooking, they might talk about history. It's a chance for them to do programming as well as have fun. And fun can be gym time, it could also be pool time, and even, learn a little bit about different cultures and languages. So we like our kid programs. And then we also have some youth sport programs like the basketball and baseball and all that kind of stuff, and swim lessons. In addition to that, we also have a farm, and the farm is awesome. I'm excited by it.
Which is amazing because you're in Midtown Kingston.
Yeah.
This building is in the midst of a big parking lot, but there's a farm.
Yeah. Well, I'm lucky that I'm surrounded by some really awesome people who whisper in my ear And then, I think about it and I'm like, yeah, what a wonderful idea. So we have this idea, it's the YMCA Farm Project. We also have community gardens. We have 30 community garden beds, which people don't even realize is tucked away behind the Y. And then we, this past year, decided that we wanted to do an urban farm for many reasons, for both educational purposes, to educate families, children, and also to help out food banks here in Ulster County with local grown food. And it's just as a nice way. Also, what other stuff that we grow, we're going to have a farm stand and sell so that we can earn money back, teach about entrepreneurship, and then sustain some of the Y Farm Project through that. And so a lot going on.
And you also have a sort of a food co-op that you're part of, right?
Yeah, well, it's similar. It's called Field Goods. It's out there. Check it out. It's awesome. We're a place where they can drop the bags. I mean, they're independent of us, but we love the whole concept. It's an organization that was developed to utilize the produce and crops out of local farms. And so every week they'll put together some bags for people who want to participate, and you can come and pick it up at the Y. And they're great stuff. I mean, it's all from local farms, all in the area, and it's a lot of fun to see it. It's we've only had it for a couple of weeks, but it's been so well received. And so I encourage anyone, even if you're part of the Y or not, go to fieldgoods.com, research it, see how wonderful it is, and then sign up. And what's nice about that, they've also said during the first couple of weeks, anybody who signs up will get a donation towards our Strong Kids scholarship campaign for anybody who signs up. So it's a great program. Check it out. You can turn it on or off as you please. And you also have this other wonderful little attribute to it. You can also get some cheeses from local farms and breads from some local folks who make bread. So it's a great program.
Yeah,
and
it sounds terrific.
And it complements everything that we're trying to do with, health. Health is more, it's about how you treat your body, what you put into your body, and how you feel, in your mind. And so it's kind of cool that these things are coming.
You've got a membership drive going on?
We do. It's that time of year, people start to think about themselves and how healthy they are. And so we have the 12 Days of Christmas coming up. And what that is anyone who comes in from now until the 31st of December, they can come in and sign up for the 12 Days of Christmas, and they get to use the Y for 12 days to see if they like it, try it on, like a new sweater or something,
for
a
free.
tie for free.
Oh, what a good
and
deal.
And see if they like it.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully they'll like it so much that they'll stay with us. And understand, what we're about. When you walk into the Y, yes, you're there to be healthy, get healthy, swim or work out, take a class. But also, it's a community, and it's a support community.
Yeah, and it always feels like that when I'm there.
Yeah.
And this weekend you've got the Reindeer Ramble, which is a fun 5K that takes place. It's an afternoon start, and you can run it as an individual, but the fun comes when you get involved with a team and you do it in costume.
Yeah, Santa-Pete. We call it Santa-Pete.
Right.
And we have a lot of schools tend to do that. They get kids together and they'll dress up. However, whether it's a Santa or elf or reindeer, whatever, they dress up and they run together as a team. And there is a competition for that. So the best Santa-Pete by the judges, they get a little prize. So
it's a lot of fun. I've participated in previous years, and so people should come out and do that this Sunday.
Yeah.
Heidi, thanks for stopping
you.
in.
Thanks.
And I know you're very busy over at the Y, but thanks for telling us, giving us some Y awareness today.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
This is Kingston Now, and next we're going to meet Young Chen Lamo, a Tibetan singer performing at City Hall this weekend. You're watching Kingston Now, and we're joined by Young Chen Lamo, a Tibetan exile living now in Kingston. She's also a singer who has made records with people like Peter Gabriel and Natalie Merchant, as well as on her own. And she's going to be performing this Saturday afternoon at City Hall. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
You have actually performed with in addition to your own music, you have performed with people like Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins and Michael Stipe from REM. We were flipping through your photo album before the camera started, and it's you with Annie Lennox, and you with the Dalai Lama, and you with Tim Robbins. I mean, it's an extraordinary array of people who have crossed your path. How has that happened?
You know, for me, I was very honored. And I think in a way, life, it's often, we always say life, it's very special. And many the things that in life we don't plan, it comes, it's happened. And for me, like this CD, which is Reward label, and Annie Lennox on my CD. And like Annie Lennox, like Natalie Merchant is really a family to me. She is made me a home in America because her kindness and her unconditional love. And so I was very, very grateful, you know. And to work with all these very special, in not only musically inside. We say inside means the person's heart, the mind. So therefore, I was very, very lucky to came to me America, and then to work that what I believe. Like some countries, if you have some ideas, maybe it's not right to do so. And here I can write the songs what I believe. And for me, you know, to meet all of these people, it's very, very inspiring.
You left Tibet and went to Australia first?
Yes, I escaped from Tibet, crossed the Himalayan mountain, and for me it's a pilgrimage. For us in our traditional pilgrimage about next life, past life, it's very equally important, not just this lifetime.
So in Australia you started making music. You won an Australian Grammy Award.
You know, I didn't expect it. For me, I don't believe myself as a singer. And for me, it's an offering. And so when I didn't plan to make CD, but they were at Adelaide each time they happened, 4 years one time. And then they said, oh, you know, you have to have CDs, and this is very important. Everybody has maybe, you know, these 10, 20 CDs. And then I said, so I made this CD called Tibetan Prayer. And so then this won the award. They nominate 6 people and to give that medal to one.
Tibetan singing is just an extraordinary sound. What is the philosophy? Is there a philosophy, a spiritual philosophy to the type of singing that you do?
Yes, for me, it's not only singing, even make a cup of tea, even walk, even look somebody. If you have something good to say, it's also offering. You know, we don't say, I don't believe in life, so much complaints. These I don't believe. So therefore, all these songs I wrote about loving compassion and forgiveness, and look something in life much more bigger than we see. So therefore, I really believe human being can do much bigger than we see.
We saw you sing here in May as part of the 1 Billion Rising event. And this Saturday afternoon, you're going to be performing at City Hall in Kingston. How did that come about? I think Pauline Oliveros from the Deep Listening Institute is part of this, yeah?
Yes, and they're very much believing of healings. And in our culture also, we believe that too. But I don't, think myself as a such say special one. I heal everybody. I don't believe that. I believe we can heal ourselves. But of course, like Tibetan teachings, you have to find a proper teacher, not just read a book, say, now I am such person. I think I really believe sound can heal the body in different parts.
People will come out to City Hall this Saturday afternoon and I think experience that. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
That's it for this week's show. Thanks to Ulster County Legislator Lynn Archer. Thanks also to Heidi Kirshner. For more about the great programs at the Y, go to ulsterymc.org. Thanks again to Young Chen Lamo. To hear more of her singing and to get information about this Saturday's performance at Kingston City Hall, go to youngchenlamo.com. Remember, all of our previous shows are available on our YouTube channel, and you can find that link on our Facebook page. For Kingston Now, I'm Jimmy Buff. We'll see you next time.